Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's Hamza, and in this video we're going to go over my portfolio as we do each and every single day. Now, as you guys can clearly see, I'm down from yesterday. So yesterday we almost touched $171,000. In fact, I take that back because we almost touched $172,000, and today, because of the market's action and what was going on politically, I believe, what ended up happening is the stock market ended up being sideways. Now we are at $167,000. We did make some money moves today, and at the high, at some point, I was actually at $173,000, all-time high for the portfolio for just a minute at 7:10 a.m. So it was pre-market, I believe. That's when I hit the high, and I believe that was because of the SNDL holdings that I had at the time, which, as you guys can see, I no longer have any SNDL calls. We're going to go over the wheat stocks in just a second, but before that, let me talk about the options that we have in the portfolio. So I have 10 buy calls, they're naked calls off time in the portfolio. I am planning on getting rid of these. Instead, I have decided I would rather buy the actual 1,000 shares. So I'm going to try to break even on these, and if they break even sometime tomorrow, I'm going to exchange the 10 calls for actual 1,000 shares, as I do plan on holding these for a long time. As you guys can see, the expiry date on these are in July, and I'm not too comfortable with that expiry date for this share just because it is a high risk share in the portfolio. So I'm going to convert these into shares, into stocks, and buy 1,000 shares off time once this does break even. Right below that, we have my second best favorite company. It's Clove, CLOV. They are still in the positive. I don't know how, but they are still in the positive, which is a good sign. I mean, I still have something in the green, at least in my options, right? Aapl, I'm down $320. Now, I was actually down close to $1,000 just earlier today on this call. However, I did see a large volume, incoming volume of people buying Aapl calls. So I'm going to hold on to these calls. They are good for long term. I have until 21st of Jan 2022 to hold these. So I plan on holding them for as long as I can make the best bang for the buck. So I'm going to hold on to these Aapl calls. Dkng doing great, nothing to complain about. Fubu, I think I added Fubu yesterday to the portfolio. Now these are options. I did end up buying some shares today, and we're going to go over those in just a second. GM not doing so well. I bought 5 calls, sold them for a profit. I think the profit was like $500, and I'm already down on these 2 remaining buys that I have almost $500, so $344. So it's almost like I broke even on GM, which is, I mean, it's a good thing that at least I sold 3 calls in the profit and I have 2 calls, so I am able to hold them like at a break even of $500. That's pretty good. Now that we've covered the options, let's go take a look at the stock. So we have Snow losing as usual. NEO is down once again and is presenting an opportunity to buy some NEO options. Now, if this number were minus $300, I would actually consider buying some NEO options down here. With that being said, let's jump into Aapl. Aapl doing fairly well. I did add Aapl calls, yes. So I didn't buy shares, but I did add some calls. So for those of you who considered buying Aapl calls yesterday, I think it was a good time. I think today was even a better time to buy some Aapl calls. So congratulations if you guys got in today. If not, if the market corrects itself or continues to correct itself tomorrow, that may present an opportunity to buy a large cap stock at a discount. So nothing better than that, honestly. Jumia doing great, BNGO doing great. Now BNGO has been quite volatile over the past week, meaning it moves up and moves down. I feel like people trading in and out of BNGO could have easily made money. For me, I'm a long-term believer in BNGO, so I'm going to continue to hold this stock. ACB went down again. We had a little bit of hype yesterday. I was so excited. I thought I may actually break even on ACB, but the hype didn't last for too long, and ACB is down. TTCF doing good, has been pretty steady for me ever since I bought it. Piton down. Excel Fleet once again is down. I do not know what's wrong with Excel Fleet. If anybody can give me any input as to why Excel Fleet is not moving, I really think this company should be moving. They have such good innovation, such good technology, such a good idea, such a good business model. I do not understand why the stock is still down. Nndm, one of my favorites over here. I am going to continue to add more Nndm as the week progresses. Hopefully we see a little bit of a correction, and I am going to be adding some more Nndm. DT doing good. Open Door, #1 Hamza Invest stock for 2021 is just crushing it. I think it'll continue to crush it. I do want to buy more. I'm just so afraid because the profits that I've made are over 50% at this point. So is now a good time to jump in and buy more Open Door technologies, or should I wait and see? MLND continued to go down today, but this stock has been creeping up to break even. Once it breaks even, I'm out. NAK at a loss, CHEK at a loss, ISR is in the green, SRPT is in the green, ARK, all three funds are in the green. So ARK ETF actually doing fairly well in this portfolio, and they continue to be in the green, which is good. I may consider adding a little more ARK later on down the line, not just yet, but later on down the line. That may be something that I consider. I have STPK looking good, EXPC looking good, CCIV actually dipped a little bit, and I missed out on the dip because I was in a meeting at the time, so I couldn't buy. But if it continues with the dip, or if I feel like there's a buying opportunity, I will consider adding more CCIV to the portfolio. TMDI looking good. SENS looking great for me. No complaints over here. Nokia is actually at the lowest it's ever been in this portfolio, but I am holding strong. I'm still with you guys. We're going to hold strong. Diamond hands, and we're going to continue to be diamond hands in Nokia. AirG looking good. PCTI looking good. GNUS, it could be better, but it's still looking good. All the other shares that I have over here are fairly new and all small cap, and some of them even micro cap, right? VGAC is one of my favorites, by the way, in the portfolio, but there's no news on the share. This share was down roughly around $1,000, so I was losing almost $1,000 in this stock. And as you guys can see, I have 500 shares. That means I'm a big believer in this company. Sana, SANA, I am going to continue to buy more Sana as the opportunity presents itself. PLTR, I am down very much, which is what I think is affecting my overall loss in the portfolio for today. WWR also down, which is okay. I can't complain too much. This stock is going to go up in the near future, so I am going to hold it. And as it does go up, I'm going to sell it then. Baba doing good. Jack Ma was spotted playing golf, which is great news for the company and great news for the stock. I do want to buy more Baba moving forward. VXX almost losing. UVXY is breaking even basically at $2.50, which means the volatility has come down as market closes. So that's a good thing. We have low volatility still. The VVX, I believe, is fairly cheap. The UVXY is also fairly cheap at this point. I am going to continue to short the market a little more at a time. So this is actually a good time for me to jump in and buy some more short stocks. I'm going to do that right after I film this video. Fubo, I am losing money in, but as you can see, I added 250 shares. By the way, that was a purchase that I made today in the dip. I really believe in the company long term, and I've been looking for an opportunity to jump into Fubo. So as many of you OGs may know, I have been talking about Fubo quite a lot, that I wish I had jumped in it earlier. Today, the opportunity presented itself, and I decided to jump into Fubo. NGAC looking good. Pace is looking good. EXPI had a run today, a massive run to where we had beautiful gains, and then it just dropped towards the end of the day. Time, I have 1,000 shares in Time, as you guys can see, so I'm a believer in the company. I'm going to get rid of those options that I mentioned earlier and buy more stocks. Polar Power, I'm doing okay on, I'm not too worried about it. The market was relatively down today, so you are going to see a lot of losses in my portfolio, but there's nothing to worry about. I'm holding on to all of these positions. I believe in all the companies that I invest in, and so should you. So we're not worried about anything. We are going to continue investing. Bitcoin actually didn't move too much, so I'm not too worried about Bitcoin. Crypto seemed to hold up fairly well. Let's see what Ethereum looked like today. Ethereum still holding on to close to $1,800. It doesn't look like we are going to see a downturn on Ethereum. So yeah, guys, that was my portfolio for today. I'm really excited to be sharing it with you. And I want to tell you guys and assure you guys that even though we had our first, I would say kind of bad day in the market, I wouldn't be too worried about it. I'm confident that all my stocks and options are going to explode once we have a few green days. So nothing to worry about here. I'm holding on to all my positions. We are not going to fold. We are not going to sell. In fact, I mentioned this in my video from yesterday. I am going to be adding more money into the portfolio because I really look at this as buying more stocks at a discount. And what better than buying stocks and options at a discount, in my opinion? So we are going to continue to add money. I think I'm going to add around $25,000 tomorrow, and then continue and keep adding more money into this portfolio as the market corrects itself. So if this is a correction, we're going to continue to add money. If this was just one of those dips and we're going to see a rebound, I am going to add $25,000 because I do want to start day trading as well, and I need funds for that. As you guys can see, my buying power is only $17,000. 2 days ago, that was $84,000. Means in 2 days, I've put around $4-ish thousand into. And now all I need to do is sit back and watch the market work for me. That's what it's all about, right? The market has to work for you. Every dollar you invest in the stock market has to work for you. And really quickly, before I end the video, if you guys have been getting value, and I know some of you have, and if you guys have been making money, which I know some of you have, consider contributing to the channel by hitting that join button. It is right next to the subscribe button, and it does help me with this channel. This will also give you to member-only content such as live streams and comments, even signals that I post for members only. So if you guys want to show support, hit that join button. And just like that, my name is Hamza, and I'll see you guys next video.